Well, this school year, I've flipped my math classroom. And what that means is direct instruction has been moved as a homework assignment, mostly in the form of instructional videos. And students watch the videos and they're asked to complete a few sample problems and to write a question. What this does is it makes them responsible for their own learning. And when students are completing an assignment and we're encouraging them to be more metacognitive, it's them being forced to reflect on their own level of understanding. It's making them more aware of what they understand and what perhaps isn't quite clear, so that we're able to then use our class time to build upon whatever their unique level of understanding is. We were measuring last night to the nearest inch and half inch with a very important tool. Now that I've flipped my classroom, I noticed that students are able to access the lessons any time of day, any day. And since these lectures are permanently archived through the instructional videos, students now have the opportunity to review and preview in ways that they never were able to in the past. The tip of my pencil with that first hash mark of the ruler. And then I'm going to make... So as I build my library of flipped lessons, I see a bunch of additional opportunities for acceleration for students. After this school year, I will essentially have created an entire scope and sequence of math lessons. And if students show signs of readiness to move on to something, there's now no stopping them from being able to get direct instruction from me on whatever given skill they're ready for. Another thing moving forward that I'm even experiencing now, and I think will even be more enhanced moving forward, is our ability to remediate with a student. If they're not understanding something, the ability to use that pause button or to watch something repeatedly has shown a great opportunity to kids who maybe needed to hear that lesson more than once. That is inches. We know that. So the flipped classroom has enabled students to access direct instruction anytime, anywhere. If on a few occasions, I had posted videos in advance without officially assigning them, and it shocked me to hear students as they walked in the classroom saying to me, "Mrs. Taglia, I know we're studying measurement next because I watched the video." And the fact that they were taking the reins on their own learning and taking that initiative to maybe see if there were videos that they could watch to sort of preview and be ready for the concepts that were coming up was really proof that there was an interest there, that it was engaging the kids, and also that it was getting them to spend more time with the curricular objectives that we were trying to hit on during the school day. In the past, the amount of exposure that I could give them to direct instruction was limited to the number of minutes that we were together in the classroom. But now that we have a redundant resource and instructional videos that students can be accessing with the flipped classroom, there are endless opportunities for kids to interact with me and the content. Or closer to the 2-inch mark.
The 2.5 inch.
Videos are assigned as homework, and students are asked to write a question and create and complete sample problems that have been assigned. The purpose of that is to give students a foundation to self-measure their level of understanding. When they enter the classroom each morning, there's a morning message that's posted on a dry erase board just as they enter the classroom room. And oftentimes, part of the message is a short survey that asks them to report to me how they're doing with the math lesson. Do you feel like you've got it, or do you feel like you might benefit from some extra time with Mrs. Taglia on this concept? And with that information, I pair it with their graded homework assignment. And if in fact both are parallel in showing evidence that this student is secure in the given skill, then I know that their class time should be used for higher order thinking skills, where they have the opportunity to apply and analyze the concepts that we've been focusing on. And on the other hand, it also is an opportunity for me to know that our class time with other students might best be learned, reinforcing that skill again to make sure that they achieve that mastery level of understanding. And it really enables the students to be the ones who are driving the lesson. They are the ones that I plan around based on the feedback that they're giving me. And I think this is a very constructivist approach compared to what has been going on in the past, because students are sort of able to be the boss of their own learning. They're the ones who are expressing to me what they're ready for, as opposed to me just grading papers and being the decider. They very much are part of their own learning, and I've seen a more motivated group of kids as a result of that. In our classroom, we use QR codes to help direct students to web resources in a safe, fast, and efficient way. We also use them during the school day in class. We have a kid blog in class where students are able to share their learning with the teacher, and we use QR codes that are hung around the classroom so that students can easily use our classroom iPads to scan the QR code, and the fact that they're excited to do it is an added benefit. The research and the amount of articles that I've been coming across all portray a consistent message that the benefits here are that the shift is that the students really are taking ownership of their own learning, that it's changing the role of teachers. But there's also a lot of myths about the flipped classroom. It's not that a computer screen is taking the place of a live, warm-blooded teacher. The idea here is just to offer more opportunities for kids to interact with the curriculum, and I'm excited that these videos have offered that. I'm convinced. Feedback that I've got from parents is convincing, but most compelling of all, I feel that the students' engagement has increased, and I think that's probably the greatest benefit of all.